What up, everybody? It's Oskino the Don back again today with my second live stream. And the topic for today is the 215 bodies found behind a jail in Jackson, Mississippi. Now, that's very eerie, very creepy, if you ask me. I've read a lot of articles, and some of these bodies weren't even actually of inmates, and they never been to that actual jail. So, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but we've been in Aquarius for a while, and Aquarius is all things coming to light, the truth. And a lot of people like to talk about, oh, it's revelations. Yes, it's definitely revelations. And the reason, pardon me, had a little cough right there. The reason why I know we're in Revelations, right, is what I determine to be revelations is the revealing, right? The veil has been lifted, and a lot of the stuff that has been going on for a long time, like a lot of this dirty and evil stuff that's been going on for a long time, is getting put to the forefront. How? Is it some cosmic energy that's putting forth all of these situations that people talked about before, but nobody ever believed, or evidence was hidden, and you couldn't bring certain evidence to uh, certain court cases and things of that nature? Yes, that's what I mean by we are living in revelations, because it's the revealing of a lot of stuff that people do in the dark coming to light. Now, you may ask, why am I so excited? Well, I'm excited because people who were getting away with things like this, well, now the tables are turning. And the universe, as it always does, will reveal. It may not be on your timing, but it'll be right on time. So without further ado, let's get right into this article. And I brought up this article because it caught my eye. And this is where I learned that, you know, a mother of one of these 215 bodies that were found, her son went missing for 7 months. And apparently, and according to this article, that son was hit by a Jackson police officer in their police control car and killed the man. So they took it upon themselves, whoever the officer is that killed this lady's son, to then bury the body that he unalived. And obviously, getting away with murder and things like that, you're not going to give that person the proper burial when you're trying to get away with a crime. Just going to throw them in the dirt, cover them up, and, that's that. But they did that to apparently over 215 bodies. Not the same scenarios, but as far as these bodies, yeah, they weren't buried properly. They weren't embalmed. They weren't given proper burials. But let's get right into the article because I think this is absolutely disgusting, but at the same time, very revealing of the times that we've been living in for a while. And for those that are so gullible and to think that, the police are, you know, the most high, pristine people in the world, well, it's about time that you wake up. Now, I'm not dissing police officers. I'm just keeping it real and calling a spade because there's a lot more dirty ones out there that just haven't gotten caught yet. And the ones that do want to do the job by the book, they always get ousted. You know, famous quote from one of my favorite artist of all time, Tupac, when he was locked up in Dannemore prison. And this is a quote: I had a correctional officer tell me we the biggest gang in New York State. Straight up. Sorry for slurring that word. But yeah, you think that's only true in New York? It goes around this whole country. Police officers were put in place to protect property. And that was during times where slavery was still around. So they feel like they have the authority over anybody because they wear a badge and are enforcing the law. But they don't think that they have to follow the law. When, in my opinion, if you're somebody who's supposed to protect and serve the public, well, you should be held to a higher standard than the average citizen because we expect more of you. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this article. It's about damn time. It's about damn time what's done in the dark comes to light. And I'm so happy to be alive to see some of these uh, things that have been done in the dark come into light. Because, yeah, that's the thing about the truth, right? The truth, stranger than fiction, and it hurts a lot of people who can't handle the truth. Guess what? The truth don't care about your feelings. The truth is going to be what it is. No matter how much you try to cover it up, no matter how much you try to deny it, it does not matter. The truth is right here for all to see. Whether you can handle it or not, well, better start looking in the mirror. That's all I'm gonna say. Where is my trying to pull up the screen for y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm gonna just pull up the entire screen. So I don't see the option for this article. So here we are. Hope you guys can see it clearly. Let's see how the preview looks. Okay. All right, there we go. So 215 bodies known to the police, found in unmarked graves behind jail in Jackson, Mississippi. So they talk about the horrifying situation that's unfolding in Jackson, Mississippi, where 215 bodies were recently discovered in unmarked graves behind a state jail. The families of those buried in what is known as the Pauper Field behind the Hinds County Penal Farm were never informed of the death of their loved ones, let alone given the chance to retrieve their bodies and pay their respects. The extent and scope of this travesty and utter disregard for human life is still largely being kept under wraps. However, what has been reported thus far is chilling. The grave sites of the victims are identifiable only by a number and a metal rod. The bodies were not embalmed, given coffins, or properly buried. The graves were dug by inmates, and it is likely these burials were carried out by the same inmates. One activist known as Arthur Silky Slim Reed, who has been outspoken on the events, described a morbid scene at the burial ground when visiting, reporting that buzzards fly overhead, attracted to the disturbing stench that emanates from the improper burials in shallow graves. The shocking revelation, I said that word, revelation, the revealing of, was unearthed only due to the persistence of Betterstein Wade, who spent 7 months looking for her middle child, Dexter Wade, who suddenly went missing in March 2023. Betterstein would not find out the truth about her son until October 2023. Dexter had been killed shortly after leaving his mother's home, hit by a Jackson police car while crossing a nearby interstate highway. Pictured is Dexter Wade with his grandmother. Said police were aware of Dexter's identity as he was killed with identification on him, yet still failed to notify the family. Instead, the police department let Dexter's body remain unclaimed for months in the county morgue. Sounds like a cover up, huh? But a lot of people who love police just think that they're perfect. They're still human beings, and they should be held to a higher standard. Like I said, because they're supposed to protect and serve the communities, and they have a huge responsibility. So yeah, it's not an easy job, but that doesn't mean that you get to get away with crimes and unaliving people. That 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 doesn't go past me. I don't like that one bit. So yeah, this is definitely the times of revelations because that's been going on for decades, all the way back to slavery when police were introduced as property protectors because slaves were property to people, and they still think that they can treat people like that. So Betterstein repeatedly called the Jackson Police Department to ask the police if they had any information on her son after officially reporting him missing to the police on March 14th, 2023, just days after he went missing. The grieving mother emailed pictures of her son to the police, and requested they show the photo on television. Finding no help from the authorities, she took to social media to appeal to the public to look out for her missing son. Featherston reported to NBC News that the decision to call the police was difficult for her because of her lack of trust in the department. And you wonder why people don't trust police. Her 62-year-old brother died at the hands of the Jackson police in 2019 when an officer slammed him to the ground. The officer was convicted of manslaughter but is appealing that decision. It was not until August, several months later, when a new investigator took over Dexter's case and finally notified the Wade family of the death. It took Betterston 2 more months before she could track down her son's body in a pauper's field. Moreover, like the other victims buried in the same plot, it cost the Wade family a $250 fee to claim Dexter's body. On a Tuesday afternoon, early October, accompanied by a sheriff's deputy and two inmates in jumpsuits, Betterston, her sister, and daughter were taken to plot number 672, where Dexter was buried. Dexter Wade was the father of two girls. Since the initial revelation, as I said, revelation to revealing, the veil being lifted and what's done in dark coming to light, several more harrowing stories have come to light over the bodies buried at the Hines County Penal Farm. Marquita Moore was notified of the death of her older brother, Mario Terrell Moore, 40, from an online article revealing cases of 24 homicide victims in which the Jackson police had failed to notify the public or the families. Moore's brother was the second on the list. All 24 victims were from a single year. Let that sink in. All of these cover-ups by the police, people that, half the country worships and thinks that they can do no wrong. I'm not saying every cop out there is bad, but there's a lot of them that just haven't gotten caught. And we are living in revelations where everything is being revealed, the truth is going to come out, and the truth does not care about your feelings. So what's done in the dark is coming to light. We're in the age of Aquarius. So y'all out there doing dirt, y'all better be careful because it's going to get exposed one way or the other. We're seeing that in real time right now. Said Moore read the news of her brother's death on October 10th. However, the article reported that Mario had been killed on February 2nd, over 8 months earlier. Can you imagine not knowing where one of your loved ones is, whether it be a spouse, a brother, sister, what have you, for over 8 months, to then find out that they were killed by police? You know how angry that would make somebody? I can't imagine, man. I'd feel bad for all of these families. And it didn't just happen to one race of people. It's white, black, all different races, okay? So, this ain't no black and white thing or police versus black people. This is just dirty police getting away with stuff until now. So, shout out to the times of revelation and the age of Aquarius, because we're going to keep our foot on the necks of the people, particularly who hold higher positions than the average citizen, that do this type of dirty, disgusting stuff, unaliving people, and then not reporting them. That's disgusting, man. Everybody deserves proper burial, particularly when police are unaliving people, and it seemed to be some of them accidents, right? Quote unquote accidents. You don't tell the family, then you take it upon yourself to bury the body. You covering up your own crime, but then you want to arrest people for less and charge them and make sure that they go away for a long time, particularly in Mississippi if you smoke marijuana. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of this got to change. When police start getting held accountable and to a higher standard, then, only then, will the trust be reinstated. But right now, nah, I can see why people don't trust law enforcement. This is disgusting. Said after discovering the truth, Moore immediately went to the Jackson Police Department's headquarters to find out more information, but was told that no one was available. Yeah, of course not. I wonder why. Nobody's available for comment. We have to, we have to cover up ourselves more to try to make it look like it was self-defense or something, or somebody had one of our officers is dealing with a lot mentally, so he unalived somebody and took it upon himself to not tell the family. So we're going to just make excuses for these people that are supposed to be held to a higher standard and let them get away with murder. It's disgusting. Indeed, Richard Minnick, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It's insanity, man. It's insanity, and it's insanity how people could still try to defend these police officers. Well, man, let's just call a spade a spade. Police officers ain't robots; they humans, and a lot of them are mentally ill because they get that badge and they think they can do whatever they want with it because they're gonna get away with it because they got their union and all of that to back them up to protect them. I think that needs to change too. Like, yes, police officers need protection and job security and all that, but when you doing stuff, man, when you unaliving people and literally like you, in this case with the Wade guy, he got ran over by a police car. So the one who did that took it upon themselves to bury this man alive and not report it. You would get so much more respect if you said, "Yo, I wasn't paying attention to the road, or I didn't see the guy. I ran him over, and now he's dead. But I have to report this because I'm somebody that actually has morals and standards, and this is what police officers should do, particularly if it was on accident." Now, nobody in their right mind wants to unalive another human being unless that's the absolute resort for you to get it out of a dangerous situation. So why wouldn't the police officers report that? Is that like the common practice down there? I'd like to think so. Exactly. Now we don't really know what goes on anymore because we don't have real journalists. All we have is these news reporters that are paid to tell a story that their company tells them to. And if they stray off of the agenda, well, they're gonna get fired. I mean, we see it happening in real time in other countries, right? Where real reporters reporting to the scene, unfiltered truth, the truth and nothing but the truth, they get in their lives very quickly. But like I said, we in the age of Aquarius, so a lot of this stuff is going to come to light one way or the other, and I'm happy for that because a lot of things been going on in the dark that people need to be aware of. Now it's going to shatter a lot of people's foundations because they live in a little bubble, but once that bubble gets bursted and you get hit with the flames of the truth, oh, it's going to burn. And that's the thing. I always say this: the truth doesn't care about anybody's feelings. The truth is ugly. That's why you look at our country, the United States, I call it the United States Corporation of America, because it stopped being a country a very long time ago. This country got all the money in the world to send to other countries, but can't take care of their own, not even just regular homeless citizens, but those that they send to war to do their dirty work, come back, can't get health care, can't get a job, can't get shelter, can't get fed. But they got money to send to Israel and the Ukraine and all that. Come on, y'all. That's not a country. It's big business. Because they sending that money out because they know they're gonna get that money back one way or the other. But the average American citizen is very brainwashed into thinking that this is still a country, and that's why Donald Trump preaches, "Oh, make America great again," right? That's his slogan. But it's a corporation. So if you want this corporation to turn back into a company, then you got to get the people that are hiding behind these political figures, because those are the real enemy, the ones that you'll never see on TV. Exactly, boomerang. Come on, this war makes a lot of money, so that's why they're funding it, and they're gonna fund the side that they know they can get the money back from. On top of that, I mean, you just got to look at the situations, right? Um, Police, when they arrest people, they make money. So arrest, then they got then the person who gets arrested gotta get a lawyer. If they don't get a lawyer, then it's a court appointed lawyer. And then we gotta pay our taxes pay for these inmates too, and then they make money off of that free labor. Everything about this country is money. And the biggest crime that I've noticed when it comes to the judicial system is if you make money and this country is unable to get taxes from you. That's the biggest crime. They will come after you unrelentless. And the more money that you make that they can't take, or you find a loophole, oh, you on the most wanted list, baby. Trust and believe that, because if they didn't want quote unquote terrorists to exist, they would not exist. But there's money to be made when they push out fear because they want control over the people. Kind of went a little bit off topic of this particular article, but it's all related. It's all about the money. Yep, corporate CEOs and board of directors is all they are. I don't contract with them anymore. I stopped paying income taxes 5 years ago. It's all about status. Exactly. We're not citizens. This is modern day slavery. It's literally modern day slavery. I mean, right here, this situation within itself, 215 bodies known to the police found unalived, and the only way that they had identified them was a metal rod with a number. Even though the police knew a lot of these people because they had identification on them, but didn't report it to the families about what happened. These are like the dirtiest of the lowest people on the spectrum that could ever be police officers. See, this is where people like the whole police system needs to be changed. Yes, we still need laws. Yes, we still need regulations and things of that nature. But the way to become an officer and somebody who's supposed to serve, protect the public, yo, you need to go through like 10. You need to be like on some doctorate. Like you need to get a doctorate in policing people. Like that need to be 10 years before you can go out there with a badge and a gun and decide to take somebody's life. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, some of these people could go missing because they do organ harvesting too, right? That's a lot of bodies. There'd be a lot of good organs in some of them people too that are stolen for people that higher ups. That's another way, that's big business too. It's organ harvesting and trafficking, human trafficking. People go missing every day, every single day for various reasons. For trafficking or organ harvesting and others. But those are the two main. And not just regular trafficking, sex trafficking. He said, think so many don't know peace officers are the right ones, not policy officers. Exactly, or sheriffs. You see, that's the thing. A lot of people still don't even know that the origin of police officers comes from slavery. They were here to protect quote unquote property. So 215 bodies found missing behind a state jail. I mean, there's nothing worse than a crooked police. Nothing worse than a crooked police. So here's a picture of the county sheriff. Wait, is that the county sheriff? No, no, that's not. My bad. This is from the county sheriff's office. A picture of a man named Jonathan Hankins. He was discovered dead by authorities just days after he went missing on May 23rd, 2022, in a hotel room in Jackson. And like I said, this happens to all races of people, but what the media does is they manipulate stories to put out to make it seem like it's happening more than one group than the other. Now, of course, if we're going to do per capita, yes, the black man or black American or whatever you want to label yourself is more severely targeted. But in this particular situation, out of 215 bodies, there's bodies of all different races, and everybody should be equally enraged about this because this should not be happening. Should not be happening. And that whole police station, that whole jail, everybody's guilty. The warden, all of them. They can have 215 bodies, like I said, known to police, and none of them know, and only a few know what's going on. Come on, man. It's a lot of covering up to do. But that comes natural to people who are crooked and abuse their power. Straight up cowards. You put them in the ring with somebody, you get knocked the hell out. Trust and believe that. Richard said, we elect to contract with them in many ways. I'm getting my DOT tag soon, and turning in driver's license. Glad the word is spreading. Hey man, that's what I'm saying. It's the age of Aquarius. This is the time where we got to unite because everything's gonna come to light. And a lot of stuff that people thought was fictional and false. Nah, man, our ancestors been telling us stuff like this for years, without camera phones, without all this stuff that we can actually capture now and bring. Even though when stuff gets captured in plain sight, they still dispute it. But on this universal cosmic stuff, nah, All that done in the dark is gonna come to light, and it's gonna eat up a lot of people. A lot of people's whole foundation is gonna be shattered, particularly if you're not strong, if you don't have no strong foundation to stand on, because everything that you were taught is a damn lie. So it's gonna be an ugly, ugly year for the dirt, for the people who do dirt and have been doing dirt. Just to continue on this article, the death is widely believed to have been due to an overdose. Investigators were able to verify his identity with no problem or delay. However, like the other cases, the Jackson Police Department did not inform the family, and the county inmates were made to bury his body alongside the others. Jonathan's grave plot was number 645. So, you see, I have a problem with that too, because if it was an overdose, even though they have no proof, they said it was widely believed to be an overdose. Why wouldn't you notify the family? And then why would you have inmates bury this man's body? That's a cover up, definite cover up. So, rest in peace to these 215 victims, man. This is disgusting. I didn't know it got that deep. I kept hearing about it, but I wanted more of the story to come out before I spoke on it. And clearly, this is going to be a large, large investigation. And this is only the beginning. This is not even 2 weeks into the new year of 2024. And we got stories coming out like this. I wonder how many stories can't be told anymore because all the people involved are no longer here. So the Hankins story echoes the first two. For over a year, Jonathan's mother, Gretchen, contacted the sheriff's office every few weeks asking for any news. She was told time and again that they had no information. Yeah, we ain't got nothing to tell you because we're guilty, and what you gonna do about it? That was that's the real undertone. When I say undertone, that's what they really meant. What they really wanted to say. Obviously, that some of them might be that stupid to say it, and somebody might be secretly recording. Mark my words, you're gonna have some secret recordings like that come out this year too. And that's not me predicting the future. It's just me knowing how dark some of these people are in this world, and the light's just gonna bring it right to the forefront for everybody to see. That's why we need to stop looking for outside sources to save us. We were sent here to save ourselves. The moment that we give power to outside sources is the moment we strip ourselves of the very power that we have to actually unite outside of our true enemies. But I'm gonna leave that here because I could go on and on about dirty police and how long they've been getting away with murder, um, sexual assault, unwanted sexual advances, you name it, they've been getting away with it, but not anymore. Shout out to the Age of Aquarius. Big shout out to Richard Minnick. I appreciate you tapping in, leaving your thoughts. It's well appreciated. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to grow this channel. And all I'm trying to do is bring these stories to light and to wake people up. I love y'all. Peace and one love.